guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be probably a very controversial one. I'm going to share with you my very raw and honest thoughts about brands that I don't want to support, that I don't want to buy from. I don't want to spend my own hard-earned money on these brands, and I'm going to tell you why. So we have 10 brands to cover and talk about. Without any further ado, let's get started. The most interesting part about this, let me tell you, is that it's not just beauty brands or makeup brands. I think there is not clothing exactly, I would say, but like some shoes, like sport shoes kind of brands. There is skincare, there is perfume, there is one like tech brand also, and yes, I think it's majorly some sort of beauty makeup brand, not makeup actually, just beauty, like skincare and stuff, and then perfume. But there are also there is one clothing brand too. For some reason I skipped that. So there is a mix of a lot of stuff, and I'm going to share with you all my thoughts. So let's jump right into it. Starting with the first brand, and I just filmed a video today itself talking about it, but I think that video would go up before or after this one. I'm not really sure when, but we're talking about Zara. So I spoke about my thoughts on Zara in that video. So I'm again not sure when it's gonna go up, but because I've already spoken about it in another video, I don't want to like really dive deep on why I would not be buying from Zara. But basically, in short, it is very, very expensive, and I don't think the quality is worth the price. And even if it is worth the price, I just think it's too much money to spend on one piece of clothing. Like in India, Zara costs around anywhere from 1500, 1900, leaning towards 2000, and then there are stuff that is like 3000, 4000, 5000. I'm pretty sure even more than that, and that is more high-end pricing clearly, whereas Zara is supposed to be like a more affordable brand. They make a lot of like designer dupes and stuff. So for that reason, I mean, of course the designer stuff is going to be like upward of 10,000, 20,000. Like I don't think it even starts from 10,000. I think it's 20,000 and upwards when you convert it into like INR pricing from USD. But still, I think Zara is still very, very expensive for majority of the people in India, and this kind of like basically when it's a mass market kind of a product, the prices need to be more affordable than this, and I just don't think it's worth it, to be very, very honest. So for that reason, I would not be buying from Zara at all. The only exception I mentioned in the other video is also maybe blazers or something like that. Like one or two things I might buy from them if I do, but apart from that, I don't see myself like being a regular customer of Zara at all. Moving on next, and this is going to be probably the most controversial brand of this video, which I'm going to speak about, and that is Apple. I said it, I am not an iPhone stan. I am not someone who aims to be. Like I know a lot of people are like, oh, one day when I I get a promotion, I have a higher salary, I'm going to buy an iPhone, then I'll buy an iMac, then I'll buy AirPods, then I'll buy the Apple Watch. Like it just goes on and on and on and on. Like once you jump into it, there is no going back from there, I feel. And there are so many people in my life who are Apple stans. I'm not. I don't think I would ever spend that kind of money. And again, your thoughts can be totally different from mine on this topic, but I don't think anyone needs to spend a lakh on a phone. The phone I am currently shooting this video on is like I paid about 35,000-40,000 for it, which I still think is a lot of money, but I wanted a good camera and everything, so that's why I decided to pay so much money for it. But apart from that, I don't think I feel comfortable spending a lakh on a phone, like seriously. And then even the other devices that they have, like the Apple Watches are what, 30,000 I want to say. I can buy a smartwatch from Firebolt or like Go Noise, like any of these other brands, for like 2,000, 3,000 at max. 30,000 is ridiculous. Similarly, I don't know how much AirPods cost in India, but you can get like Boat K earphones, which I've had for years. Like I've had mine for I think more than 2 years now, and it was what, 1200, 1300 rupees, something like that. Why would I buy AirPods? The only Apple device or like tool basically which I actually think is useful are the AirTags. I've heard about those from Alana Davison, and I actually think those are very helpful if you're someone who travels a lot, and I've not seen any other brand come up with something like that, so I'm waiting for another brand to also do that. And I don't know that if I'm not an iPhone user, can I still use AirTags? Will I still be able to like use that product like from a technology device perspective? So I don't know, but that is the only thing that I actually feel like is worth it, especially when it comes to like putting the AirTags on your luggage and your luggage is not getting lost basically. It's the only thing that I actually find useful. Apart from that, everything else, I'm sorry, I cannot justify it. I just cannot. And that's just me personally again. But yes, moving on next, let's talk about some more extremely expensive stuff that is not worth it. Let's talk beauty. We have quite a few beauty products and like beauty product related brands, starting with first Estee Lauder. Now I'm not speaking about Estee Lauder the parent company, I'm speaking about Estee Lauder the makeup brand. It's got some very expensive high-end makeup and also skincare as well. Let's not forget the A&R serum, which I did spend my own hard-earned money on. Definitely regret wasting like 3,000, 4,000, I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I definitely regret that. And apart from that, like when it comes to Estee Lauder makeup, their foundation, their blushes, their lipsticks, I just don't find anything to be that worth it. And let's be honest, I'm actually not a big fan of the packaging either. Like a lot of other high-end brands, I would say, when it comes to makeup, I feel like it's got more luxurious packaging, and I actually feel like I might save up to buy some of that. But when it comes to Estee Lauder specifically, this is one of the reasons. And I'm completely missing the another point, being that Estee Lauder is not cruelty free, so I only buy from cruelty free brands majoritarily. So that's another reason that I would not be buying from Estee Lauder. But the main thing would be how expensive some of the stuff is, and I just don't gravitate to any of that, so I don't think I would ever spend my own hard-earned money on Estee Lauder. Let's talk skincare. We have La Mer. Are you surprised? La Mer is the most expensive Nivea that you could find, and my mom is a Nivea stan, which I'm not very happy about because Nivea is not cruelty free, but she has refused to give it up, and there have been times when I had to buy it for her because that's how much she loves it, but I don't use it for myself. That being said, La Mer is just so freaking overpriced. And since we're talking about La Mer, I think another brand which I didn't mention on this list but would also kind of be a part of it would be, why am I forgetting the name of the brand? Dr. Barbara Sturm. Yeah, I was like, it's got doctor in the name, but I'm forgetting the name. Yeah, La Mer, Dr. Barbara Sturm. These are some brands which are so expensive, and for something like skincare which you have to constantly keep repurchasing, I'm like, how can you spend a ridiculous amount of money every like 2 to 3 months, however often you have to repurchase it? It's just not feasible, and it's just completely not worth it. It's just like, okay, I'm just throwing my money, ऐसे ही हवे में basically, because that's how rich I am. So ठीक है, चलो फेंकते हैं अपने पैसे और waste करते हैं बस. So yeah, it's just with skincare, when it's expensive, like sometimes I can justify it. Like I've bought Sunday Riley and stuff like that. I've bought Ulla Henriksen, which is not that expensive. So yeah, but La Mer, Dr. Barbara Sturm, like these are just insanely priced products that I cannot justify spending my own money on. Then for number 5, we have L'Occitane. Now this is another brand like similar to what I said for skincare, even for Bath and Body. When products are this highly priced, you are going to have to spend that amount of money every few months. L'Occitane, I think, has some really unique stuff, but I still feel like, oh my god, this is so expensive. If I fall in love with it, I'm going to have to repurchase it again and again, which is something I can't justify. And L'Occitane is also not cruelty free, so keeping all those things in mind, I would just rather not try it, because then if I fall in love with it, I'm screwed. And ethically also, because I don't buy from cruelty free brands, I'm automatically not going to buy any of these things. Moving on next. Two brands which I really looked up to basically, and I was like, okay, someday I'm going to buy these, you know. It's like one of those, you see yourself buy it like a goal basically, ki, acha, when I hit this goal or when I start earning more money, I can buy these things. So Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secret, these are again two brands I'm basically putting in the same category, because they are basically like, I would say, very very similar to each other. The marketing behind it, the imagery behind it, the way they are positioned in the market are all very very similar. So Bath and Body Works is something I was like dying for it to come to India, and when it did, I ended up even going to the store, smelling a lot of the stuff, and they are just body mists and like overpriced lotions and shower gels and all of that stuff. And yes, it can be a great experience, but for how expensive they are, I was not able to justify the price at all. And again, Victoria's Secret is also something, it's so expensive and not long lasting, and the scents I actually don't like from Victoria's Secret as much. I think Bath and Body Works is a little bit better in terms of the scents and all of that, but Victoria's Secret I was not a fan of at all. So I didn't end up, I think, ever buying any of their stuff, and I don't think I ever will, just because I don't find it worth the money at all, like for how expensive it is. So yeah, that's why I would not be buying from them. Now let's move on to three brands which are all kind of, again, similar-ish, I want to say, and these are all like sport shoes based brands which are idealized a lot. And when I was young, like when I was in school, even though I was not really into sports, but a lot of my classmates had and used to speak about these expensive brands. I'm speaking about Nike, Reebok and Adidas. Now I don't know if they have like cheaper shoes in all these lines basically, which you can buy from Myntra or Amazon at like an affordable price. If you can, then I might probably buy them if I like a design. But apart from that, like when it comes to sport shoes, anything that is like 5,000 and above, even like maybe 4,000 above, I would say, usually I spend around 3,000 at max on a pair of sport shoes. And that is also my favorite shoes that I bought from Decathlon, which are a little bit expensive, but those lasted me for like 2.5 years, so I could totally justify the price. But apart from that, I cannot spend 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 on a pair of sport shoes. I just can't. And that is also if I'm buying like a pair of plain black shoes, which are like running shoes style, which are very comfortable for everyday wear. Those I would be okay with if it's a plain black pair, which I like, you know, the classic look of it. If it's something funky, colorful, something that I don't feel is very wearable, I absolutely won't even spend like 3,000 or 2,000 on it, because I'm not going to get that amount of usage out of it. So yes, when it comes to sport shoes, I am quite particular about the price, and I won't spend like ridiculous amount of money, because again, it's not going to last me for like 10 years, so why should I spend so much? And keep in mind, I wear my sport shoes every single day to work. Those are my everyday shoes basically. So yes, that's where I'm coming from. Moving on next, let's talk about some fragrance brands. We have two. We have Jo Malone and we have Le Labo. Now Jo Malone again is one of those brands, like it's so classy, chic looking, the packaging, the boxes it comes in, it's also luxurious. But then when I actually look at the scents, I don't find any of the fragrances to be up my alley. And Jo Malone fragrances are also supposed to be not very very long lasting, so I'm like, I'm spending so much of money and it's not even going to be a long lasting fragrance, so what's even the point? And then Le Labo on the other hand is something that is, it's just so ridiculously priced. It's like similar to an Apple phone or something, I'm gonna have to sell my kidney to buy like a Le Labo scent. And again, the fragrances don't really seem like they're up my alley. That being said, I've not smelled anything from them. Jo Malone I've still smelled like in a store or something, but Le Labo, of course, it's not that available easily in India, so I haven't smelled anything. At the same time, I've heard the fragrance descriptions and I don't think I would like anything. I don't know if they do discovery sets. If they do, then I'll probably get a discovery set just to try it out, but I won't spend my money on like a full-size Le Labo fragrance unless and until I find something that I just fall deeply and madly in love with. But it's still like so expensive. My god, I can't imagine buying a full-size Le Labo fragrance. So that's why I don't see myself buying this. And to end out with this specific brand, again, I love the other sisters under this parent company, but this specific sister is not my favorite, and that is Mama Earth. Now Mama Earth comes under the Honaza umbrella, and I think it's the first brand that made Honaza popular, and then they came out with all their other brands like Aqualogica, Dermaco, even Dr. Shades is now under the umbrella, and I think Dot & Key is acquired by Nykaa, or is it Honaza? I get confused sometimes. But Mama Earth, speaking about, is a brand, again, I wanted to buy and try out so badly a couple of years ago, and when I did, the products were just pathetic. So that is purely why, even though some of their makeup looks more interesting, but I don't think I would buy any, just because I don't like the entire marketing, everything that they're about. And while the other parent, like the parent company, I think also has a role to play in it, but I think because the other brands are doing so much better, and I like them way more, so I don't mind spending my money on those and giving the company my money, because it's not the same company, right? Like if you are supporting other brands more than you're supporting Mama Earth, then I think automatically the owners will decide to, maybe, I don't know, potentially, in my dream world, I see them potentially shutting down. I don't think that's actually gonna happen, but it's kind of one of those things that sometimes there are multiple companies under one parent, which if you support the good ones, then automatically the bad ones won't do as well. And it's a very clear indication to the brand that, okay, we have to change this up, because it's not being liked by people. So that's why, if you want to, buy anything from any of these brands, support the good ones like Dermaco, like Aqualogica, like Dr. Shades, and don't support Mama Earth, and automatically the owners would realize that they have to change up things, basically. But I don't see that happening, because Mama Earth is still being bought by so many people, and I'm just like, oh my god, like those are just pathetic products. Like, why are you putting that on your face? It just breaks my heart, because I know some of my own family and relatives also use Mama Earth, and I'm just like, don't do that, please don't do that to your skin. But yes, those are all the brands that I will personally not be spending my money on. My thoughts could change potentially. I might buy a pair of very affordable Nike or Reebok shoes. I might buy Apple AirTags if I can, like if it's gonna actually be useful and sync with my Samsung phone. But apart from that, or maybe I might buy a Zara blazer sometime in the future, or a Le Labo discovery set. But for the most part, I don't see myself purchasing from any of these brands. So I wanted to do that and like share this video with you guys. I do have more brands that I could not mention in today's video, because then this video would be very long. But let me know if you want to see a part 2. I'm already working on it. I just need to like have maybe like 10 or so brands, and then this video will be ready for you. So let me know if you want to see a part 2 on this. But till then, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and there is a lot of more content for you to watch on my YouTube channel, so definitely make sure and check out some of the other videos that I do. But that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on these brands. Do you also feel like they are extremely overpriced? I think most of them are, and that's why I don't want to be buying from them. So If you have tried out anything from any of these brands that you actually absolutely love, let me know down below in the comments. Or if you also agree with me and you would not be buying from any of these brands, let me know down below. And if there are any other brands that you feel like you will not be buying from, which I didn't mention in this video, then leave that down below as well. But that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and until next time, bye bye.